Welcome. The psoas muscle, the iliacus, and the lower back are very much connected. If your iliacus and your psoas muscle are short, your lower back will get the compression. So this series of exercises wants to help you to bring length into the psoas, length into the iliacus, fire up the pelvic floor, fire up the lower belly so you keep the integrity, but you get the length in the lower back. So let's start. You need a block and a pillow. It could possibly be 2 blocks. I prefer a pillow under my pelvis because it's softer. So let's see. Place your pillow on the head and side because you'll need it there, and you can come onto your back. Come into some sort of a shoulder bridge just to place your pillow under your sacrum, making sure it's under your sacrum and not under your lower back, because the lower back really wants to be nice and long. So first, let's elongate the psoas and the iliacus. So both hands around your left knee, extending the right leg all the way, finding the longest possible line from the right heel to the crown of the head. And so if you lift up your upper back a little bit, you might find that you get more length into your lower back and you get an extra stretch in the front of your thigh. The deepest possible flexion in your left thigh is going to give you this really nice and healthy stretch in your psoas. So let's have 3 deep breaths, really deep into the lower abdomen. As you exhale, you might find that there is a gain. Own the gain. So you really want to move into the gain and then take another deep breath. If you do have more time, you can certainly spend more time here, especially if you're in team tight psoas like I am. If you're short on time, you can bring the right knee back up. Notice the gain in the lower back as you extend the other knee, and again, 3 deep breaths. Each time you have a gain, own the gain. Get more space in the lower back and even more length in the front of the thigh. Third breath, really all the way down into the pelvic floor. If you feel a gain, own the gain, get more tilt in the pelvis and more flexion in the thigh. Bring back the left knee, hold it nice and tight, breathing. So here's where the block comes in. So you take the block and then you place it quite low to the pubic bone in between your thighs. So now I'm going to use my adductors for maximum compression of the block. And so now if I want to pull the block, my thigh muscle moves, but I don't let go of the block. So there might be a little bit of a movement for the block because of the tissue moving, but my thighs are pulling in together as much as possible. So there is a 90 degrees in the knees, 90 degrees in my hips. There is this big adductor movement. There is a lot of elongation in the lower back. There is a recruiting happening of the lower belly muscles as much as possible, and the pelvic floor pulling in and up. And with all of that together, my action is as if I want to lift my sacrum off the pillow up towards the ceiling. So it's adductors, long lower back, tons of strength in the lower belly, and then as if I wanted to move my sacrum off the pillow. It's not going to happen. And I'm shaking. This is how hard I'm working. And I'm going to hold it for 3 breaths. It's not going to be deep breath into the belly, but it's going to be breath into the effort of getting the right muscles to work. Okay? And then after the 3rd breath, there is a little bit of a play, really making sure that the lower back is nice and long, and taking a good deep breath into the belly. Coming into the 2nd round, we're going to do 3 rounds of 3 breaths, 90 degrees, adductor action, lower belly action, pelvic floor action, and then all of this together, lifting off the pillow. Breathing. You can take your hands behind your head, but make sure to not make it a crunch to come up, but really keeping all of your attention in this lower part of your hips and your lower abdomen, releasing, softening. 3rd and last round, 90 degrees, adductor action, pelvic floor action in the lower abdomen, and then as if you wanted to lift your sacrum off the pillow, breathing. Relaxed in the shoulders, relaxed in the neck, and then release. You can take the block away. You can also, there is a variation where you keep the block, both as possible. We want to move into the diagonal. So same setup, 90 degrees. Still there is a pushing together, but you have a little bit of space in between the knees. So adductors, lower abdomen, your pelvic floor, and then it's your right hand to the inside of the left knee, and you're going diagonal across the belly, breathing 3 deep breaths, lots of length in the lower back, lots of isometric power between the right hand and the left knee. Release, and let's go immediately to the other side. Lengthen the lower belly, 90 degrees, pelvic floor, lower abdomen, and the whole diagonal line from the right hip to the left shoulder. So let me just show you the variation. If you take the block close to the pubic bone, and then you can also add more contraction by actually lifting your right shoulder. Everything stays the same. It's the adductors, the pelvic floor, the lower abdomen. You still try to lift your pelvis off the pillow. You hold it, 3 breaths. Release, and let's go immediately to the other side. And then there's the sweet release, Take the block away. If you do have the time, get this extra stretch, finishing as we started, reminding the psoas now to really let go. You've been building up all of this integrity in your lower abdomen. That's exactly what your body needs to really stay nice and aligned and elongated. And you can really come nice and long and release the psoas of the additional work that it doesn't have to do. Same on the other side. Big, big breath in the belly. And for sure, even if you're really short on time, take the pillow away. And this is the best part. Even if you have trouble to elongate the lower back and really place it down on the mat, vertebra by vertebra. I'm never able to do this. This is the longest my lower back has been in a long time. And then take one leg after the other, extend it, and notice, wow. Notice the change. There is also, interestingly enough, a relaxation in your glutes because you got that fire going here again. So this is really wonderful. You can have a moment of relaxation and notice how the earth receives you and how you receive earth. And for my part, thank you very much for practicing with me. There's going to be more coming, content like this. So, namaste. Take good care. You're worth it.